Why do people exist? Intro. Hi everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk About Mental Health. Bree and no Bree.
Our topic for this week is depression and our accomplishments in life so far.
To get started, we're going to talk about how our weeks went and our goals for this week. So Bree, how did your week and how did your goals go?
Gucci.
It went Gucci gang.
It went pretty good. I mean,
We went on a lot of fun adventures.
Yeah, we tried to get away from our depression, so, you know.
My goal was to get my medication renewed, and I didn't get that done last week. But I do plan on seeing my therapist tomorrow, so it's definitely going to happen this week. I'm definitely going to get my medication. Because when I get off my medication, I get like super more depressed than I are. You guys kept me out of it for the most part. It's where I did decline to hang out with them and they went and did fun things without me. So our first topic for today is depression. Yay, depression! Everyone knows what, well, not everyone, but most people do know what depression is. Depression for most people, or like in a general statement, is a chemical imbalance in the brain. For some people it can be situational, like they're not born with the depression. It comes from a past event that they are traumatized by that leads into further depression as an adult. There's different strains of depression. There's just like a clinical depression that if you're depressed for more than certain amount of days in the month or a certain amount of days that your depression just declines more. And then there's just like no matter like what, you need medication to get yourself out of that mood because that means that you have a chemical imbalance in your brain. Everyone's depression story is different. Mine stemmed from early childhood when I was sexually abused by my brother from 9 to 12. It kind of became from that because it affects every aspect of my life today. Like it's hard to have a actual good relationship with a man or a woman. Never been to one of those, but I'm sure it will probably affect that too. Just everything about relationships and anything is hard for me now, and it makes me depressed because like I want these things in life, but it's hard to like, you know, take those on and do them. But Bree, what is your experience with depression?
I've suffered from depression since I was about 11, back in grade 6. Like I said, I had a really good childhood growing up, but I got bullied by my ex-best friend who, I don't know, she was just like really jealous of like the relationship I had with my mom and how we did things and stuff. And she was always very supportive in my life, and she never had a mother growing up, so we figured it came down to jealousy. And then she like turned the whole school against me, blah blah blah. And yeah, that's just a story, let alone. But anyways, it stemmed from that as well as my parents' divorce. When I had transferred schools a few times, I didn't have really any friends growing up. Like I kind of just stayed to myself, never went out anywhere. And that's like just how my depression got worse. But yeah, so I mean, it's never really, I mean, it's gotten better, but that's my depression story.
Because like depression distorts your thinking. It like you have this voice in the back of your mind that just tells you like, oh, I'm an awful human being, I'm a terrible friend, you know, like all these horrible things about you that aren't true, you know. And it's just really hard to get out of that when you've been deep in it for so long.
People don't choose to be depressed, but they make it's up to you
To decide how you live with it. If you have depression, it's not your fault, and you can get out of it on your own. You can do all these sorts of things. You can take vitamins, you can take medications, and you can go for walks every day. And like I mean, that might not help for some people, but for some people those things are big factors when it comes to like getting yourselves out of that depression. Like, if you just lie in bed and do nothing, you're not gonna get better. Like, you're not gonna wake up one day and be like, I'm magically cured from my depression and everything's gonna be sunshine and rainbows for you. Like, I said it before with medication, it's not a magic pill. Like, you have to do the work too. You have to take your medication at a certain time every day. You also have to eat well and healthy. And so now it's story time, yay!
Me and Sabrina were taking this path. This was like last year. It was close to my place, and we take this path a lot. And we had just come out of it, and and we heard this like whizzing sound behind us, like really fast or whatever. And we're like, "What the heck is that freaking noise?" And we like whipped around, and we startled our own selves because we just saw these like black figures on bikes.
And we're like, real bikes. Yeah, literally. They're just
Like decked out in all black, and then but like what came to my mind was just like freaking Dementors.
From Harry Potter.
Yeah, Dementors on bikes.
No, we honestly, we weren't even drunk at that point. We just honestly
Yeah.
thought that there was Dementors on bikes whizzing behind us.
And now we associate that path and
With
that whole
Dementors
thing.
on bikes. Bree and I went on a really nice adventure in this forest thing, and I'll take more pictures of it because I want to go back there kind of. So like I want to challenge myself to get myself through it. But we couldn't last time because there was like a lot of mud, there was a lot of snow, a lot of uphills. I agree, there's a lot of uphills up this path.
That's fucking uphill.
And then we kind of got like separated because there was this big long tree branch that I had to like shimmy across, slide across this tree branch. So she wanted to go uphill because she wasn't going to go on this tree branch. So I kind of was like going through it, and then she tried to go uphill, but she kept sliding down and getting
Because
stuck.
the mud was just slimy.
Yeah, the mud was horrible. So then we ended up getting separated. She went along further. I kept trying to like go along a different path. And then I was like looking around for her. I was like, where the fuck did this bitch go? So then I climbed out of the forest, and like I was thinking she'd be like there by the houses waiting for me, because it was like in behind this backyard and there was a bunch of houses. So I was thinking she'd be by the houses waiting for me, but she wasn't there. So I went around, and then I went back through the forest to look for her, and I couldn't see her. So then to get out of this fucking forest, I had to climb a tree and jump down off it. So I hurt my elbow. It's still a little bruised. Still hurts when I lean it down.
about things. But yeah, a little dog.
It hurts a lot. Anyway, so yeah, that was story time for this week.
Not like, I don't know, I lived a different life than some normal people that, you know, went to school and all.
Lives that outlaw life. Yeah.
I used to be involved in a lot of sports growing up, so I have a lot of trophies and medals for that, so that's a pretty big accomplishment that I'm super proud of. I was always a good student in school, lots of A's and stuff, so I mean that's an accomplishment. My tattoo is my accomplishment, among many more I hope to get.
Yeah, gold star. This group thing. It's a big
Yeah, the group
accomplishment.
thing. I'm also really proud of the skills I've picked up with graphic designing, because that'll be great for my future. So yeah, that's mine.
Achievements in life are, I've written 4 books. One's called In an Instant, about a girl who gets in a car crash and ends up in the afterlife and meets a boy. They don't fall in love or anything.
Not yet. It's a sequel.
To the same like book storyline, but they go into a place called the City of Angels, which is like, I'll link it down below or whatever, and you can read it or buy it or whatever if you want. And then I've written 2 poetry books. One is a collection of poetry from when I was younger, so it's really bad poetry, but I wanted to include it because that's how you show that you've grown, and I find that it's a big accomplishment in my life. And then I wrote one with newer, fresher poetry that I think is a lot better, but you can be the judge of that when I link it down below.
Available on Amazon now.
Plugging you.
Plugging you. So yeah, Sean, you already spoke about your goals for the week. Bria, what are your goals?
Homework, bus pass, exercise.
My goal is to go to the gym this week because I didn't at all last week. Take my puppy out for lots of walks. Yes, I got a new puppy. I'll show you videos and pictures of my medication renewed so I don't go off the rails again. For watching this week's video, don't forget to like and subscribe and share for more.
Yeah, sometimes things happen and we need like a step back to, you know, kind of take care of ourselves. So
Anyways, today we'll be talking about working, finding a job, as well as types of therapy and the pros and cons of going to therapy. So to start off,
This week's video, we are going to have a basic summary of the last few weeks of our lives and why we haven't been filming so much and what's been going on with Let's Talk Mental Health in the group itself. So, Bree, how has your last few weeks been going?
like here and there, it's just been like good and bad, I guess you would say. Like I had like also a panic attack in between. So, and Sean and I have been attending a mental health group for anxiety, and so we're learning to cope better with our anxiety. Yeah, so I mean, my weeks have just been kind of like, you know, good and bad.
What have you been up to as far as taking care of yourself goes?
Just been trying to get out more, hanging out with friends, try not to get in my head so much. The group has been helping. When I say group, I mean the group that.
As far as my last few weeks have been going, I've been busy with working. I still work 5 days a week, so it's really hard to do anything else other than work, sleep, repeat. I've been trying to get out of the cycle of doing that by like hanging out with these guys. They've definitely been helping getting me out of the house more, which has been awesome, and I thank them tremendously for that. You're welcome.
Namaste. Oh my god.
Today's first topic is finding work and maintaining work. So, Bree, do you want to talk about your struggles with work and maintaining your work?
Yeah, I've been taking a break from work for a bit to concentrate more on getting myself healthier in the mind, because it's been a struggle when you deal with so much anxiety and you're so confident in a job, and when you get discouraged because somebody's telling you that you're not experienced enough in it, then it just kind of like discourages you a bit, and
Yeah,
then
for
you
sure.
have to step back from it and work at yourself for a bit and realize it's not personal, it's not on you, you know, it's not nothing you're doing wrong, you know, it's just the way some jobs are, you know, so you're not going to please everybody. But so yeah, I've just been concentrating more on myself and getting my mind more healthier so that I can be ready for my next job.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Do you want to share some experiences you had with your last job?
Yeah, so mainly all of my jobs have been working in the food industry, and all of my experiences usually dealing with either customers or working in the back with dishwashing and that kind of thing. I usually really like dishwashing, and it, you know, it keeps me away from everybody usually, but like I said, my last job, it was just like so shitty because like according to them I didn't have any experience with what they wanted. And so
I was just like, okay, I'm out of here.
they want you to work at a certain pace.
Yeah, like, which was,
it's kind of stupid because
Because that kind of pace they wanted was basically robot speed, like just. Yes.
Honestly, all going on.
yeah, like nobody,
Welcome to the restaurant
you know,
business.
then I'm gonna
a
have
panic attack and collapse. Like seriously,
that's
nobody can move that fast ever.
Exactly. That's not fair to you.
Like,
or
and
anything.
you had like 5 different things you had to work at once. So I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
So I literally just like, I didn't lose it on them, but I was just like, I'm doing the best I can, and you know, like I have experience. This is what I do. You know, this is exactly what I did with my last job, and it went great. So whatever.
Yeah, so with my experience in the workforce, everyone knows by now that I work at Tim Hortons 5 days a week.
Unfortunately.
6 to 2. That early morning shift, I hate getting up early, but
Yeah.
I'm there usually. Yeah, it's disgusting. I'm up at